Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hope y'all are having a great day. And, so today we're going to be doing some Blender stuff. And, yeah, it's kind of just gonna be a stream about Blender and stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna switch up. Okay. Anyways, yeah, here's our cube. So, we need to figure out what we want to do first. Let's make a liminal space. Okay, or something backrooms-y. So first we're gonna select everything and we're gonna delete it. And we're gonna add a cube. And we're gonna scale it to whatever we want. Nope. And there we go. Wait, let's test it out. I think. There we go. So there's our thing so far. And I think if we click... No, that's wrong button. Yeah, we can do that. Wait, no, that's not what we wanted to do. Okay, so we have our little cube. And hello, Thornton the Alchemist. We are going to scale the... Hello? Oh, we have these off. Okay, let's say that is good. And what if we're gonna have a monster guy staring in the back? That's a great idea. Okay, so I'm just gonna... I have an idea. So I'm gonna open... So, don't look at my folders. Okay. I'm just gonna name this... Okay. Anyways, now we can go file... Okay, anyways, we can go here and I will open... Okay, so a while back I was testing out rigging and I made this monster here with this good old rig. If we go into pose mode, as you can see, we can, do all the monster stuff. We can rotate his arms. And this guy will be staring in the back. He has some really bad posture. I don't know what that is. Okay. So basically, this is our armature. Let's create a new collection and shove our armature inside. And we'll click on the collection and we'll click export FBX. Backrooms monster FBX. Okay, I think that's good. Now we export him, and now we open the original thing that we were, wait, I forgot. Okay, we will open the original thing that we were doing. Where was it? There it is. Okay. Now, there's our box. And now we can just click File, Import, File, Import FBX. And we can import our monster. And there he is. There's our monster guy. Although the scaling looks a bit off. There's his armature. Viewport display, and we select in front. And I like it for wire because, I mean, he's a monster. No, stick. There we go. I have no idea where this bone came from, as it is nowhere to be needed. Wait, what? Okay. It is nowhere to be need. Okay, I don't know why that's not deleting. Nowhere dissolve. Ugh. Okay. Nowhere. Okay, this part I'm going to delete. Okay. I'll just delete his knee. And then I'll move this upward into his foot. Like this. Now, as you can see, if I enter pose mode, I select and I rotate, I can pose him. Meow. I think the scale is a bit off. And I have no idea what this extra bone is for. Delete. Oh, edit mode. Delete. And we move it up. Make sure it's still, yeah. We always have to make sure it's in the center of the hand. How many peoples are watching this stream right now? Wait, how many stats? Okay, how many people? How many people do we got in here? Okay, how many people? Oh. Okay, anyways. I will, wait, I have to open up YouTube to see what's up. I'm gonna open up YouTube to see what's going on here. Okay. We have two people watching. Yeah, boy. We got two people. Hello, other person, whoever you are. Okay. So this will be the guy we're using. Oh, I could have just done that. Okay. We enter pose mode, as you can see. Boop, boop, boop. I have no idea why his limbs are extra extended like this. So I'm just gonna delete bone. And there we go. And he's finally normal. I can... This was inspired by the pitfall bacteria, actually. With his little arm here. Okay. So... we will use him for later. So I'm just gonna... Oh, that is not what I intended to do. He's parented to the rig, so we're kind of just gonna move him out of view. So he's pretty big. So I might kind of just select him and okay, I think he's appropriately sized. He should be at least to the ceiling. Yeah, I'd say he's tall enough. And he'll be kind of just standing there in the dark, being scary. We'll just make him not visible for now. Anyways, so here is our thing. I think we should move it. Honestly, why am I even doing this? I can just use the keys like that. Okay. Now that it is set up, I should probably go into edit mode. And we'll take off the ceiling so I can see better inside. Delete faces, and now we can see inside. Yippee! Okay. So I'm gonna create a bunch of different walls and kind of just copy them around. So let's make 3 variants. A thin wall, which will be this. A thicker wall. And there we go. And okay, I think that's thick enough. Okay, I'll scale it down a bit. And lastly, I think we need a pillar of this as well, so Control CB. Okay. Well, okay. We have our pillar. And lastly, we need our wall that's turned. Okay, so this one, why do I even bother? I can just click tab. What in the world? Okay. So I'm gonna add an edge loop. And now I'm gonna select the entire thing. Just select this. And now we're gonna delete these edges or dissolve them. So now we have that. And select the face and extrude to how much we think. I think that's good. And there's our different wall variants. Now obviously we have to give at least some of them You know those like tiny little railing thingies? Okay, so control. Or you know what? I'm just gonna select every single one, control CV, and let's move that forward. And these are gonna be the railing variants. And I'm not gonna do any like fancy geometry node system or anything. I'm kind of just gonna copy them around. You don't have any questions about Blender or something? And nothing, I guess. Okay, that's fine. Shift Alt. Oh, I forgot to faces. There we go. Wrong way. I hate when it does that. Finally. Now Alt E. Extrude along normals. Now I'll extrude it to what seems like the appropriate thing and offset even. Okay, I'll click offset even. And we'll have to edit these faces anyways. Honestly, I feel like I extruded it a bit too much. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I have to... Yeah, I keep forgetting. Okay, that one's actually good. Offset even. Mirror editing? Wait, proportional editing. No. I failed. Okay. Flip normals. No. Does it? No. Okay. It doesn't want to do this, so we're gonna have to manually select every face and extrude it outwards. Gee. This is one of the most tedious things to do in Blender. And that's fixing an extrude. And all sides matter because we're gonna be placing them around everywhere. And lastly this, because I think lastly, because it looks a bit too thick. And that's our first variant, yeah. Now time for the second one. There we go. Doesn't really matter what we put in. Okay. Now we select all of the surrounding edges and Alt E. Okay, kind of just play around with the settings. And that's the second variant done. And these two are just gonna be easy. Just add an edge loop at the bottom. No, wrong way. Oh my god. Finally. Okay. Offset even. There we go. Now I have to move these so they actually look nice. Sorry if I'm a bit too loud. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. Now time for the last one. And we're almost done with all of these variants and stuff. Although we will have to add the materials later. Okay, tab in the edit mode. Doesn't really matter where we put it because we have this. I should probably... Okay, I would say that's similar. Now we just gotta do the moving. Oops. And there we go. And that's all of our wall variant. Let's go. And now we'll kind of just place them around the map somewhere. So let's get to placement. I have a feeling I should like make this a bit bigger, 'cause it's like way too small for all of these different variants. So I think that's good. Okay, just move it around. And there's our first wall. Go into a lot of detail. Well, yeah, you don't want to leave out nothing. You don't want to make it look bad. Yeah, boom, bam, there. And boom, shwabam. And we can also kind of just select them both. It's probably good to go into the top view. Okay, and just copy them, put them, rotate them, I don't know, like 90 degrees. And they'll look random. Kind of just move them out of the way if they get in the way. And I feel like we should add some of the other ones, so we're just gonna delete some of them. And click on this, and we just copy it. Okay, just move them into a good position. Rotate them 90 degrees. And just put them there. Yeah. Okay, now that all of our thin walls are done, now let's put some thick boys on there. The real pain is gonna be adding a material to them. I just realized I need to delete literally every single one of them. Sadly, because I forgot to do one thing. You always need to add a cube projection. Tab. Oh. Okay, anyways. Now we select every single one of them. And we click UV cube projection. Now back into object mode. Oh shoot. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. We are back, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Now that our UVs are applied, we should probably add the materials before we do that. So I'm gonna add the materials on this first. And I should also probably set this to cube project. Edit mode. We select all of it. And then we just go UV cube projection. Okay. Now we have the shading tab. Yeah, because we're gonna shade it. I personally like it when it's in rendered view, but we're not gonna do that. So, I should probably add the materials. So let's select the floor. We're gonna add a new material. I'm gonna click assign. And now we're gonna select this thing. Make sure that the bottom is deselected. We're gonna add a new material and we're gonna click assign. And now, as you can see, they do that. Okay. The base color is not green. There we go. Okay. So, material 2 is the floor, so we're gonna name it floor. I have no idea why my caps lock is on, but we're just gonna leave it like that. And we're also gonna set this to floor. Floor. No, wait, no, it's wall. Wall. There we go. Okay. So, to help with all the stuff, I'm kind of just gonna click on Node Wrangler and add principled setup. Oh! Yeah, I don't want people to see my files, so I will find the thing I need. Principled texture setup. Why is my Blender lagging so much? And why is it not appearing? Okay, screen one. I have no idea why, but it's not appearing, even though. Select that. Okay, select all of these. Select this. And we're gonna click on this assign. Let's go! Okay, we got our textures. Okay, I was scared for a sec, like, wait, does the stream, like, do something to, like, Blender or something? But no, everything is fine. So, in the base color, I like to have a converter. And I think that's what Kane does as well. And we can set this to some kind of yellowish. I don't know the hex code for his thing. I might actually search up what is the hex code. You know what? Let's do that. So, I'm just gonna go to screen 2 and open up my Discord. And yeah, I'm a part of Kane's server. And yeah. And I'm gonna search up hex codes. Wallpaper hex code. Okay, so apparently I think I found the hex code. And we're just gonna put that in here. Dang, that's pretty like it doesn't really have that much. Doesn't really look very Kane-like. Okay, you know what? I'll put the hex code into this. I think this is the, like, in here. You know what? Why am I even doing this? I think it needs some kind of different node. Add a converter. Oh wait, you can't see. Got to switch. If you put the material on it first, that should save you a lot of time. Then you copy that already finished wall. Yeah, but this is very high resolution picture. The other one I have is kind of blurry. Okay, so wavelength. I have no idea what that just did. And I have no idea what that thing is used for. I'm not sure if there's some kind of like tone inverter. Oh wait, maybe I can just add an RGB node and mix color. And then we plug the base color into and the color into each slot, and we plug that into the base color. There we go. Okay. Now we can just kind of copy and we can kind of just make it yellow. And we can copy in our hex code. And that's okay. We should probably stop it from stretching. So I'm just gonna X. Oh, that made it even worse. Maybe in the opposite direction. Yeah, the opposite direction. And there it is. Okay? And I feel like it should be a bit smaller. Looks a bit squashed. I'm gonna squash it and then I'm gonna squash it like that. And there it is. That's our first material. Yippee! Okay, so that's our first material. Now time for the floor. So this right now has absolutely nothing but this principled BSDF. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so now Blender textures. You know, one tip, if you're gonna have textures for Blender, I feel like you should make a folder that's called that. Okay. Copy in all of that. Move it. And we do the same setup we did before. RGB. And mix color. Where is that? Oh, I can't select that. Mix. Wait, no, that's the wrong mix node. It's in color. There it is. Oops. And it has to be, and this should probably have some kind of texture. So I'm gonna go back onto Discord to find that hex code. Okay, I can't find it as you can see. So we're just gonna guess it. So from looking at it videos, it's kind of like a brownish color. Like a beige. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then we kind of just gonna shrink it. Okay, we're just gonna keep going, keep going. Okay, I would say that's good enough. And now I would say our materials are set up. Which means if we go into layouts and turn this on, we should probably select absolutely all of them. And we're gonna go into materials. And we're going to have them select wall. It seems a bit squished. edit mode, select. This is a very tedious task. UV cube projection. Wait, doesn't matter. It's still gonna be squished. Wait, maybe it's the problem that this doesn't have the cube projection. Okay, I'm gonna select the edges here. I'm gonna go UV cube projection. Scale to bounds, clip to bounds, correct aspect. Nope, it just... I think we might have to copy this material. And now we go into shading and we stretch it. Please don't stretch the other one. Yes, okay. So again, just stretch it into scale, and I think that's good. Okay, and now we just enter layout and we give everything else the material. Although for some reason the top is like that, but none really cares because it's just the top. No one's gonna be looking at that. We kind of just keep doing this. But why is this pillar? What is going on with this pillar? So we're gonna have to copy the material again and get into okay. This is so frustrating. Why is it this? Why is it doing this to me? Me. Wait, I thought... Oh, I forgot that it needs... Wait, I thought this had cube projection. I'm gonna try again, and if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be so sad. Seems like we'll have to open the UV tab, because clearly this isn't working. Okay. We have to select all of these and unstretch them. Let's see how bad their UVs are. Not that bad. Okay, everything's selected. Now we just have to find out the direction we're supposed to stretch it in. I think we just have to bring it really thin. Like, yeah, I think that's thin. Yippee, we did it. Okay. That's the first wall done. This is very tedious, but I'm sure it's fine. And there. No one really cares about the bottom. And now we unstretch. For some reason, the top is still stretched out. Yippee! Honestly, the back ones, I don't even think we need them. You know what? Nah, we don't need those. That's too much work. I ain't doing all the work. I ain't doing all that. Okay, everything, it seems fine except on the bottom. Perfect. Now for the last wall. And this is probably the hardest one because... Wait, it doesn't even have the material. I guess that gives us a chance to select everything. And UV, I think. Okay, anyways. This is very tiring. Okay. Okay, anyways. UV Q projection. Okay. Now. Whoa. Yeah, that's very messed up. Okay, hopefully it works this time. UV cube projection did absolutely nothing. UV smart UV project. Unwrap. Okay, it actually worked this time. It made it look better, but everything's upside down. Shading. Okay, we're gonna have to select absolutely everything. And we're gonna have to rotate it a 180 degrees. And we're gonna have to scale it up. Till it's the proper size. Okay, I have no idea why these are so big. Just shrink them down the size. Rotate them minus 90. Oh, that's the face I accidentally selected. Okay, rotate minus 90 degrees. Enter. Okay. And now we shrink them down. Okay, there we go. Those are definitely way too big. Rotate minus 90 degrees. There we go. Okay, everything's looking great. It's just that this is sideways for some reason. Rotate. Minus 90 degrees. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. That's much easier. And rotate it minus 90. That's the wrong direction. 90 degrees. Oh, wait. Rotate 90 degrees. Minus 90 degrees. Okay. Now we just need to unstretch it and shrink. Okay. Rotate minus 90 degrees. Enter. Rotate. Why won't this do what I want? Rotate, finally. Okay, I'd say that's good. It's good enough. And that means all of our walls are done. We can finally start placing, which is great. We finished it. Now we'll do the same thing we did before. There. Okay, I would say that's good. There are our walls, our thin walls. Now, any suggestions for adding more to just these boring rooms so that it's less boring? Yeah, cracking my knuckles. Let's just add a bunch of these big old walls. Can I just move these? And it's starting to look great. And you know, I know a few tips and tricks that I learned from Blender tutorials on how to make a good EVE looking render, or good EVE that looks like Cycles. And I like Cycles better than, or I like EVE better than Cycles because, because it just, I personally think that Cycles is just bad because it takes long. It calculates the light better, but I can do the same tricks as it does in EVE. By the way, any questions or anything, those questions are accepted. I feel like we should free up some room. So I'm just gonna delete a few walls here for the last one, which is the biggest. And I just place these L's all over the place. Okay. That's looking pretty nice, and that's all of the walls and stuff. So we are looking awesome so far. Although all of these might need to be lifted. So I'm literally just gonna select absolutely everything except for the bottom. And we're just gonna raise it upward so you can see the bottom of the wall. And see, we have a beautiful thing. So we can choose a perspective for our camera. And here's also our monster guy. He's pretty simple, you know, and stuff. We should probably give him a material. You know what? Let's do that right now. Let's give him a material. So I always thought the monster was black, but no, he does have a material. It's just hard to see because of the VHS. Okay. Let's just see him right here. Okay, beautiful. So now that we have him selected, all he has right now is a normal map. Yeah, he used to have like a noise in the original, so we're just gonna delete that, and now he looks completely black. Oops, I think I deleted something that I wasn't supposed to do. Where is it? I can't find the node anywhere. Layout, shading. Seriously, where's the, no, seriously, where is it? 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 I can't find it. We're gonna have to delete the material. We're gonna have to give him a new one because I literally can't find it. Okay, but seriously, where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. I can't find it. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Y'all, this is actually like really bad because I can't find the material. And if you can't, then that's like extremely bad. Remove. I might have to literally add. I might have to add a material output. I have no idea where the original is. I scrolled way too far. Like, there's no way I'll ever find it. Okay, but this is like so bad. Frick, I can't find it. That's such a big problem, man. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I'll solve this issue. Issue solved. My problem. Anyways. Okay, so we're gonna give him a principled BSDF. And we're gonna click on it. Node Wrangler, add principled setup. There must be a recenter. Anyways, okay. Sure. You won't see my files. Sorry about that. It's just I don't want no files to be seen. Anyways, so I have the bacteria texture right here. And principled texture set. The hell you mean no matching images found? It says no matching images found. I'll just have to, you know, do a manual setup, which I don't like. Anyways, bacteria texture. So, wait. So I'm gonna select everything and we're gonna just drag them. And we're just gonna drag them in. The specular. Bacteria normal. Okay, this is a mess. Let's straighten them out. Now we can kind of just select everything and click join in new frame. There we go. Now we need to add a texture coordinate, add a vector mapping. The UV goes into the vector, and this should be set to texture probably. And now we're gonna do it into the middle. And right here, I think it was Control Shift. No, Control Shift. Was it Alt Control? No, that's lasso select. Alt Shift. Shift Alt. Control Shift. I forgot the keybind. Windows? No. That's the lasso select. Why can't I find the keybind? Links cut. No, that's the wrong thing. Okay, I can't find the keybind. So, tab, both. I'm just gonna keep trying until it works. All of this is unnecessary. I'm just trying to make this work. Okay. So we will drag the color into the base color. And as you can see, our bacteria friend is doing just fine. There's his texture. We're kind of just gonna scale it around. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. The specular goes into the specular. Oh wait, we have to open up the specular. Honestly, I don't even know what the specular does. IOR level. There we are. There we are. Okay. And normal time. So I should... That is the normal, and this looks like the depth map. So the normal gets plugged into the normal. But I could instead plug it into a normal mode. That's ambient occlusion. A normal map. There it is. And plug that into the normal. And as you can see, he looks absolutely disgusting. I feel like we should turn down the strength. Because if you turn it up too much, it just looks strange. There he is. Okay, for this I think is the depth map, but it's named normal for some reason. So I call it depth. It's displacement actually. Displacement. There. That's a material output. Display. That's the there it is. And this is plugged into the displacement. It's kind of like a second normal map. Honestly, if we go into settings, we can click displacement and bump, which will add a physical structure, as you can see. Let's make that 5. He gets really thin. Okay, you know what? Let's make it 9. Nah, 9's not enough. Let's make it, you know what? Let's just make it 1. Nah. Okay. Ah, that's a bit too much. 5. That's still a bit too much. 2? Yeah, finally. Okay. And we kind of just stretch it to its original scale. 0.2. Oh, that's very thick. The higher the number, the thinner it is. Ugh. Five. That's dinky thin. 7. Does it actually fit? No. 6. Finally. Okay, found it. 6 fits the best, except the head is a bit. Oh, and also the faces are a bit spread out. Yeah, that's a bit too much. I think 6, no. 4. Yeah, I think 4 might be the perfect level. And there's our buddy. Blah. Okay. The chat is getting a bit in the way. Can I just gonna shrink this down? I'd say that's good. Okay. Now, there is our buddy boo. There's our buddy boo. And now it's finally time for the ceiling. The most important thing, or at least one of them. Mesh add plane. Kind of just move it into the center here. So kind of just G. And then we just scale it all the way till it reaches the edges. And then we scale it on the x-axis. And now, as you can see, it consumes the entirety of the top. G, Z. Move it to the absolute highest it can be. And look on the inside, it's already looking like the back rooms. And how many people are watching right now? Let's take a look. We have 1 watching right now? You gotta be kidding me, man. Like, bro. Man. Okay, guess we have 1 viewer. Hello? Only 1 viewer. I'm not sure who that viewer is. Now that our plane is in, we can add a ceiling texture. You know what? Before we add the ceiling, let's add a bit of details. So I have some decals that we could apply. So we could add a plane and add these around in certain places. What the? Rotate X 90 degrees. Okay. Now all we have to do is move this into position and give it a texture. This texture is going to be pretty simple. Okay, there's our material output and add texture setup. And this texture is a decal. It's in Backrooms Decals. It's a folder I made. Yeah, this is it. Okay. We can move this to the side. I think we need to make it transparent. I think we need a color ramp. Oh wait, you can... There's our decal. Connect the color ramp in. Wait, it looks weird. Like, it looks transparent in the center. Or almost reflective. That's rough. And we turn down the IOR. I have no idea why it looks like that. Gonna be right next to a wall. And this is going to be 0. Like 0 at all. We kind of just make it 0. And now, it looks like that. I think we can kind of just make it a constant. B-spline. Okay, I think that's what we're looking for. I think. Okay, why is the background not transparent? That's... This is gonna be a hard one. Or do we just texture paint the walls? Am I overcomplicating things? Yeah, this is hard to make a transparent shader. Maybe we have a separate color. There we go. And absolutely nothing is showing up. Hey, this is actually showing up. maybe we also set it to HSL. Okay, and we add a transparent. Wait, maybe if we connect it into this. Yeah. Okay. Mix shader. Yes. Okay. Maybe we add a different shader. Translucent. Okay. This is hardcore shading, alright? Close. Hmm. Honestly, the BSDF doesn't really do anything. Okay, translucence, no. We have a gradient texture? No. Why is this so hard? Okay, I'll be right back. I need to do something. We be back. You know what? I think what I'm doing is honestly kind of impossible. So, select it and delete it. But I will still make a new material. I'm gonna add a plane, and I'm really just gonna add a texture setup. and it'll be the exact same one, except will be the exact same texture. Now we'll move this to the side. I actually downloaded an add-on that allows you to paint materials. Uber Paint. Add a new layer. Material 0. That's material 05. So we select it. And we go material 05. Okay. And okay, how do we start painting it? Please generate. Okay, this is getting confusing. Oops. Overlay. Okay. Oh, I understand. I think I have to go here, open up our add-on, and we enter texture paint. What? Slow down, man. Simply, bro, this is why. I did generate a blend material. Oh, it's right here. I have to click on this. I am clicking on it. Please select at least 2 materials. Okay. And now we need, let's make that also. Huh, fine. Oh. Okay, clearly that was a mistake. select this face. Okay, this is Y. Generate blend. Why is it green? Okay, so this is... Okay, this is not working at all like I intended it to. Can't believe that this thing is insulting me. You know what? We could just do image mesh plane blender textures. Finally! Shading. Oh, so it was that simple? I just had to put the alpha in there? Life hates me. Okay, so we kind of just scale it to the size of the texture, rotate it 90 degrees. What the heck? Rotate X 90 degrees. And we kind of just scale it up. And we turn on snapping face. Okay. And I kind of just splat. What the? And we kind of just put it on the wall there. What kind of gradient trickery is going on here? Okay, there's our thing. Any questions, anybody? Okay. So, we need to decide where the camera angle is going to be. In this case, what if we say it's gonna be this? I feel like we added a bit too much, so we might have to delete a bit of things so you can actually see a bit better. There we go. Now, I feel like that's a bit too plain. So I'm gonna kind of drag it in there so it's a bit harder to see our entity friend just standing there. Just, you know, being a dude. It's a bit clustered over here, so I might kind of just... Oop. But that's in plain sight. I'm gonna put a bit of... they're floating. Put them in a bit of the point of view is like... And let's make a spooky hallway that someone died in. Edit mode. Loop cut supreme. Loop cut supreme. We kind of just extrude this face. Ooh, that looks cool. That looks cool. Okay. This assigned to floor. And I'm also gonna give it some UV. Because right now this has 0 UV. Unwrap. Control R. And we kind of just select the entire loop. Okay, that's all of them. And just click dissolve edges. And there we go. Now we select this. And we click new face from edges. And we do the same thing here. No questions? I have no idea why it's a solid color. That's literally just a singular dot. We're gonna have to unwrap that. And that is way too tiny. So we're gonna have to scale that up. Okay, perfecto. And this should be assigned to the wall. And it's also a singular point. And delete. Delete, 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 delete. Why can I not delete them? Okay. If this thing doesn't want to do it, I'm gonna have to do it myself. And that's to stretch it out as far as I possibly can. I'm just gonna keep scaling it to the individual pixels until it sees only this half, which will make it only display and G. Move it over that pixel, and that only has that data. And now we have a hallway that looks like that. Perfect. Now we're gonna add another image. Add another image mesh plane. This time it'll be this bloody thing. It's like bloody whatever this is. And we're kind of just gonna move it. Turn on. There, turn off. Move it up just a tiny bit. Rotate it 180 degrees. That's from our perspective. Rotate Z 180 degrees. And now we scale it. And we make it long. And make sure it isn't too long so it actually looks real. And we go into shading. I'll add a little color ramp to it. And let's make it like red. So like this, ooh, that's scary. So we'll copy the hex into here. Now it's just pure blood. Let's make it a bit darker. Honestly, I feel like it's a bit too red. So I'll make this, we want it to look like dried blood. Decrease the saturation. Does that look like dried blood? Can I just set, I'll use randomly around. The fresher it gets, the fresher the higher the value is. There. You know what? Let's make the value just a bit high. And then we'll select it. We'll copy the hex code. And we'll put it in here. There's no difference. And I'll just darken it. And there it is, our bloody little hole. I think the camera might be like right here. I feel like it's a bit too reflective. So I'm gonna decrease the IOR. I mean, it's dried blood. Increase the roughness. That looks way too red to be dried blood. Does that look like blood, y'all? We should also probably add the camera's position. So we're gonna go here, add a camera. There's our camera. Okay, I'm just gonna move it over here, right? And then let's see its view. Definitely increase the FOV. This will, I'll make it bigger. And longer as well. Ooh, that just looks horrifying, doesn't it? Okay, I'll move the camera a bit more like over here. And then I'll like rotate it. I'll just move it in a bit more backwards. I feel like there should be more stuff here. Who thinks that we've done good? Okay, let's see if this is good or not. Okay, who thinks that the render so far is looking good? So what do y'all think of this thing? What do y'all think? What do you think? So we're doing good right now. What do y'all think? I'm gonna put a poll up to see. Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. What do y'all think of it? How many people we have? We still have only one person. Man. Okay. So now that it's like that, we can add our buddy boy, the monster, I think. So we're just gonna add him. What in the world happened with his hand? Why is his hand twisting? Oh, that's why. We need to have every single part of him selected. Kind of put him in the corner. Turn on snapping, put him on the floor. So it's looking good, although I think in the viewport display, let's disable. Let's make it like that so you can only see that. And I would say it looks really good. And just to see him peeking around the corner there. Let's pose him a bit. We're gonna have his head like rotated around. Okay, so I'm gonna tilt his like foot around. I'm gonna tilt him up a bit. And I'm just gonna move his, you know what? I'll go into edit mode and I'll select a tip and I'll move it like that. Okay, you know what? I'll go into pose mode. I'll select his foot and I'll make it big. Normal. I'll give him a long foot. Can I just lift his leg up there? And I'm kind of just gonna lengthen his arms, you know? Ooh, that looks creepy. Okay. Oops. Is it good or bad? Do we have... Okay, 100% said good. Nice. Okay. So I'm gonna end the poll. Yeah. So, how's everybody enjoying this stream anyway? Like, how's y'all's day? Was it good or what? Let's add a mesh plane. We can add some other stuff, like a stain. Just move it onto the floor. Move it up just a small bit. Rotate it 90 degrees. Rotate Z 90 degrees. Minus 90 degrees. Enter. There we go. Now I can add, let's change its material. I want to make it more dark. I'm going to add a mix color and a RGB. Now we turn down the IOR completely. We set this to 0. There we go. Now we increase the roughness. Now it looks like a splatter. Increase the roughness all the way. Okay, it's not meant to be metallic at all. Now we make it black. Whoa, that is really like water. Oh, I have to increase the factor. Mix, multiply. No. Color burn? Overlay. Darken? No. Just mix. Clamp results. Wait, what? Oh, it's because the alpha is connected. Wait, doesn't that mean that we have to have these connected? and that goes into the base color. Okay, what is going on? Oh, it's because the alpha is connected, not the color. Still no difference? Okay, I have no idea what is going on. I did it before though. Why isn't it working now? Okay. You know what? I give up on that. I'll delete that and I'll delete this. That's straight up water. And I'll change its base color to be, well, black. I'll just completely reverse what all I've done. Okay, you know what? I'll go here and I'll click mesh plane. That was its original color. That's hard to believe. Dang. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'll just leave it like this and we'll add the ceiling next. I feel like the camera is a bit too close, so I'll make it further. You can see it, but not the blood splatter. Oops. There we go. Okay, I'll add the ceiling and we'll be done. Or ceiling and the lights. Kind of lazy to do that, so I'll just move that into position. And click new material. Add principled setup. Ceiling. There it is. Principled texture. Okay, let's decrease the displacement. Okay. There we go. There's our ceiling tile. Okay, I'd say that looks good. And now we just need to add all of our ceiling lamps, which will probably take forever. So that's why I am going to, I think in my history, I found this ceiling nodes, geometry node. Okay, I'll get it. There we go. And get. Downloading. Downloads. Save. And we have to extract the file. So we have to Control S. Go into blend. Wow. Okay, wait, you can't see. Okay. Okay. And I'll copy it into our Blender thing. Ooh. That might have been a bad idea. And my Blender is not responding. Great, you gotta be kidding me. It crashed. Alt, close the program. Oh my god, I just want a thing. Okay, this time I won't switch it to materials. Okay. And I'll kind of just... I'll move this collection inside of this collection. So I'll take the scene collection. I'll kind of just like export the entire thing as an FBX. Right here, export FBX. Okay. And now we can open our thing. In Blender, open our thing titled Backrooms. Where is it? I can almost never find. There it is. Okay, I'll close it. Close the program. You gotta be kidding me. Crashed 2 times in a row. I'll search up. There. Okay, opening the Blender thing. I have no idea why it's taking so long. You gotta be kidding me. My Blender is not responding at all. Oh, maybe it's because I have this open at the exact same time. I have to close it again. Oh, it's fine. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Layout, and we'll go to File, Exports, no, Import, FBX. Why is it invisible? You know what? It seems like instead I have to import the Backrooms file into that file. So I'll basically select the collection file, exports as an FBX, and I'll have to open it inside of that file. Blender. Okay. There is our ceiling. Hey, loaded the materials, and as you can see, it looks pretty dirty. And here's our procedural thing. Intact tiles. I'll make it all the way intact. We can add vents. Smoke detectors. I'll add just a bit of smoke detectors. And I'll import our thing. I'll have to import our thing that we made as an FBX. You gotta be kidding me. You're telling me all of the materials are gone? Well, that was a fail. I kind of just wanted to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to file open. Don't save. Yeah, I guess we'll have to stick with the normal one. With the ceiling. Because apparently Blender does not like us. Yeah. Okay, so let's add our lights. This is probably the most tedious task of all. Mesh plane G. Boom. Bam. Okay, top view. GX. We're just gonna scale it down. I'm gonna select the edges. I'm kind of just gonna move them into position. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Move closer. Right on the edge. That's the wrong direction. That's B. What the hell did I just do? G. Now I didn't. Okay. G. Y. Yes. Okay. I just need to do the same thing for the other side. Yeah, that's definitely not meant to be like that. Okay, we got the first one. Perfect. Now let's just... Hey, I have an idea. We'll put it in the corner. And then we'll just add an array. Okay. I'd say that looks... Okay. Okay, there. And now we add an... Oh, wait. I just realized that we're literally out of the range. And I do not care if it clips in the walls because I am way too lazy to place down all of those lights individually. So instead I'm gonna add an array. This will be set to 0. And this will be set to 1. 1, 5, 1, 8. Wait, that's way too much. 1, 5, 1, 0, 5. Ooh. 1, 8. Okay, 2.2.05. Ooh, we're getting close. 4, 3, 2. Yes, okay. Okay, that's good. Now we just increase the count till it reaches the corner, which is 8. Now click apply. Go to shading and give them boys a material. It's really simple. Just add an emission. There it is. Okay. Now we just add, or we delete this. We instead want the emission. Onto the surface. Increase the strength. I'll find the hex code for the light. Okay. Now just go here. And as you can see, if we go into the rendered view, cycles, that, you see, this is why I don't like cycles. Denoise. And you see, that looks pretty real. But it's just that cycles looks pretty real. Honestly, I might use it for this once. Just for this once, I might use it. Oh, and also, yeah, that's fine. We can select our light. Oh, that was the old ceiling. We don't need that anymore. And we'll add a new array. Two 2.5. Okay, how about 3.05? Oh, I forgot minus. No, it has to be 4. Ooh, just a tiny bit. 8. Yeah, 8. No, 8's a bit too much. 7. Okay, 7. So to those people who don't really know about Blender that much, these are how you make your materials, and these are modifiers. They kind of modify your stuff, and the array kind of just copies your object a certain amount of times into a certain amount of locations. Now you kind of just keep doing that. Okay. Now let's take a look at the camera's perspective here. And let's enable cycles, or enable the Okay, cycles. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Dang. That actually looks good. That looks pretty realistic. So I think we have our render here. So, y'all, I think this might be the end, and I think it looks pretty good. Although I feel like the denoiser is a bit too... I'll set the samples to this. And if we turn off denoise, it gets really grainy, but it looks sharper. With denoise on, it kind of just looks more... It looks AI generated. Let's make it 1. Quality high. You know what? Okay. I would say that looks pretty nice. Although I would add some stuff in compositing. 3D viewport there and enable that. Let's move that to the side. And let's add a soften. Enable the compositing. Okay, that looks good. Okay. We can also add a bit of glare. But bloom. What if we do fog glow? Okay. Now, y'all have any other questions in the chat? I might add a filter, box sharpen. Wait, no. It will go right after the soften. The order matters, by the way. Add that in and set that to be box sharpen. They have diamond sharpen. Wait, no. You know what? I think it should go before. Yeah, like right here. Diamond sharpen. Yeah, I don't think it's box sharpen. And I might also add a bit of a Guichon blur. A blur. Like that. Oh wait, no. I think I'll disconnect these. I'll move these into here instead. And then this will go into here. Yeah, it's starting to look a bit VHS-y, right? You know? We increase the box sharpen like to the max. Or is it diamond sharpen? Sobel? What the? Pre-wit. Kirsch. Shadow. Huh. Okay, I think that looks good, right? I think we just made a cane render. Okay, everyone. Now you just have to click render and wait. But I'll post the final image after the stream. Oh, it looks good. Where's the monster though? Can't see it from the camera. Oh, yeah, you're kind of right. Oh, that's just because we can't see him. Look. If we turn that off, oh, please don't crash. Or if we turn off the compositing, you can see his arms right there. Maybe it's because he's thin. He's like a thin, lanky dude. He has like 0 muscles. He's probably like the weakest monster in the back room. Right here. There's our boy. Oh God. You know, honestly, that might be good. I can just do that. What do y'all think of this? What do y'all think of the... First, I'll actually move him with his armature. Select. Oopsie daisy. We selected everything. Okay, we'll move him forward to be more close here. And then we'll move him without his armature, which will absolutely destroy him. Imagine you're like chilling in the back rooms and then this thing just... See, this could actually, like I could actually use this, like move him like this. You know, I'll keep him normal. Okay. Now go into the camera view. We don't really need this. Let's just test out the compositing. And as you can see, if I disable him, you can see him in there. But I feel like that's a bit too much showing of him. It's less mysterious. So instead, I'll move him like a bit. Like I'll just kind of make him move a bit more back, like closer to the wall, so that you can see less of him. How's that looking? I'll disable. Yeah, I think that's good. I made a pretty convincing VHS effect, don't y'all think, right? I'll turn on compositing. I feel like I should increase the blur. To like, I don't know, 7. Yeah, that looks Kane Pixels blurry. But we also need a ton of sharpening. Honestly. I might move these to the side and Control CV the box sharpen. So it's double the sharpening. You know what? I think instead of that, I feel like the box sharpen should instead be back here before it, and then this connects into here. I'll hide the armature. Now you can see him. You know what? I'll make it 6. As you can see, if we zoom in to the picture, oopsie daisy. If we zoom in, we can see our buddy. Okay, I'll turn, this should be GPU, and let's turn on rendered view. You see, we got Kane E. I think we should put before and after. Wait, did this soften, like, making it? Bokeh Gamma. Decrease that to 5. And yeah, I would say that looks pretty good. 4? Yeah, I think that's good. Although I might need a little overlay. Maybe we can add some camera dust. I think I have that. I can kind of just put it through the image. Oh. Let's add a mix. And then that goes into here. Wait, what? Okay, we click on this. Oh, don't see my files. I'll disable it because I actually have a camera dust. Multiply. Ooh. Darken. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's lighten. Yes! 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 You know what? I feel like this should be at the start. And we just copy all of this. Like right here. That looks so good. Doesn't it? Clamp. Lighten. Screen. Oh, I had to put it on screen. Factor. Overlay. Wait, what? Okay, maybe add. Find a mask. Okay. Okay, this is hard. Although we do not need glare. At a Oh god, that is a horrifying node for a newbie. Kind of just mess around with these settings till it looks good. Okay, maybe this is hard to make it look good. Oh, someone messaged me. Back again. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna put that in there. I need some kind of like transparent thing. Hmm. 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 You know, let's try out the color ramp. Hey, that actually works. Huh. I have a feeling this will work. And then these will be somewhere else. This mix. The yes. And now in here we can drag our setup. Let's go, we did it. Okay, and this so we can lower it. That's awesome. This kind of controls the dust. There's our monster boy. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's good. I think so. This might be the end of the stream, you know? And, well, yeah, this might be the end of the stream. Oh, wait, I need to adjust something. This might be the end of the stream. Anyways. Why? This might be the end of the stream. So, yeah. Okay, so, anyways. Oh, it was nice watching you. Wow. Okay, see y'all. See y'all. You're all great. You're all very awesome. Very nice. Awesome. Bye. Okay, bye everybody. Bye. Hope y'all had a great time. Bye.